Okay, y'all. Sorry I went over on the video. Um, so I'm gonna give you my prediction for the main event of the night: Junior Dos Santos versus Shane Carwin in the main event. Uh, Originally, as you all know, it was supposed to be Brock Lesnar versus Junior Dos Santos, which I thought would have been a more intriguing fight. I would have loved to have seen how Brock's striking ability would have matched up with Dos Santos's. I know I kind of said that uh, ebonically, but anyway, whatever. But yeah, I would have been interested to see, how Brock would have fared standing up. But unfortunately, I won't be able to see that now. So we're stuck with Shane Carwin. So there you have it. But anyway, let's get on with this. Um, Shane Carwin has been out for a very long time due to him having surgery on his neck, I believe. He was supposed to fight actually John Olav Einamo, but since Brock Lesnar had to withdraw, um, fighting another battle with diverticulitis, I think. That's a tongue twister. Y'all help me out with that. When you send me your comment in this video, you help me to pronounce the name of the illness that Brock Lesnar is facing again. I think I said it right though. Diverticulitis. I think that's what I said. But anyway, um, so yeah, was real bummed to hear about that. But it's a very decent matchup, I should say, at least for entertainment's sake. These are two guys that have very different striking styles, even though I know that Junior Dos Santos' striking style is a lot better than Shane's, but Shane Carwin's striking style is very effective, it's very powerful, and it can put you away. So with that being said, the way I see this fight going is I think that Shane Carwin is going to try and stand up with Dos Santos because that's just how big of an ego he has. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Shane Carwin, just to let y'all know. On a side note, I don't like his attitude. It just seems like he's just a big bully and, he just wants to intimidate people and all that. I just can't rock with nobody like that. Really. But anyway, he's going to try to come out and he's going to try to stand up with JDS, and he's going to pay severely, violently for it. Dos Santos's striking arsenal is just too great of a challenge for Shane Carwin. The only hope, if he can even make this come to fruition, the only hope that Shane Carwin has of winning this fight is if he does get the fight to the ground. But that alone is not going to be an easy task because Dos Santos has extremely good takedown defense. And he's very good at jiu-jitsu as well. So, I mean, if Shane Carwin can't knock this guy out or possibly get him exhausted enough to the point where, he'll just start slugging with Shane Carwin, then Carwin doesn't have a chance. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not the one to underestimate anybody, but, if Shane Carwin is that cocky to come out on national television and say that he's going to knock Junior Dos Santos out, he is brain dead. Obviously, he needs to go back and have another surgery on his brain because apparently the first surgery has completely, I don't know, but something needs to be fixed. He needs to be more smart about the situation. And Trevor Whitman pumping him up, thinking that he can come out and knock out Junior Dos Santos doesn't help either. So you're basically going to have two disappointed men at the end of the night. Trevor Whitman and Shane Carwin. It's all bad. But anyway, but like I said, Dos Santos is going to win this fight. He's too fast. His hand speed is too fast. He's too accurate. You know, when Dos Santos hits you, his punches land. They don't graze you. They don't clip you. They land. Flush. Right on the chops. And you'll be lucky to even wobble when he hits you, because most of the time when Dos Santos hits guys, they fall down. You don't believe me? Ask Fabricio Verdun. Ask Gilbert Ivel. Ask Gabriel Gonzaga. You know, ask Stephen Struve, because all of them have felt the wrath of JDS. So Shane Carwin's gonna be the latest victim. Like I said, if Shane Carwin can, you know, get the fight up against the cage and, you know, pin him up there and maybe throw some little short, you know, dirty punches with the dirty boxing and possibly drop levels and go for a double leg and get it down to the mat, he has a chance. He has a chance. But for some reason, I just think that, you know, his ego has completely got the best of him. He's way in over his head. He thinks just because he's got all that muscle and all that, you know, power, that he's just going to come out and take JDS out with one shot. And his bubble is going to be busted big time. Because Dos Santos is coming out to hit him with bad intentions. And Dos Santos is going to size him up. Like, he's not going to be, you know, just coming out like a house on fire and try to blaze Carwin. No. Dos Santos is a very technical, very fundamentally sound striker, and he's going to soften him up, you know, with some body shots, maybe even some leg kicks. That would be awesome to see. And he's basically going to try to take the wind out of Carwin, and basically when he knows that the wind has been taken out of Carwin, he's going to go for the big kibosh. Basically, the big straight jab to the chin, or either, boom, hammer time. Right hook to the jaw. And Shane Carwin's going to go down, and Dos Santos is going to unleash the Donkey Kong gorilla punches with the hammer fist. And that's going to be all she wrote. Junior Dos Santos is your #1 contender, and moving on to face Cain Velasquez for the World Heavyweight title. Bottom line. And there it is. You know. Sorry, Trevor Whitman. I know you thought because Brock Lesnar was out that this was going to be, you know, an easier opportunity for you to get to the belt. Not this time, buddy. Maybe if Dos Santos loses to Cain Velasquez, you know, maybe. But that's not going to ever happen, because Shane Carwin's not going to win this fight. If he chooses to stand up and think he can knock out Junior Dos Santos, that is. So yeah. So sorry about your loss, Trevor Whitman. Sorry about your loss. So there you have it. Junior Dos Santos, knockout, middle second round. And that's all I got to say about that. So, y'all enjoy the fight. Hopefully the UFC makes the best out of what they have. Like I said, I was really jacked to see Brock and Junior go at it. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So, hopefully Junior can still make this a fireworks of a fight and give us a good knockout here with Shane Carwin, and at least leave us happy in spite of. Oh yeah, I want to talk about one prelim match, and that is Eve Edwards and Sam StouT. As I was telling y'all earlier, my MMA show with my colleague Kirk Johnson, we were discussing this fight too, and I picked Eve Edwards to win this fight by TKO. I know Sam StouT is a very tough guy. You know, I think I know he's got a really hard chin, but Eve Edwards, if you know this man, over the past years has knocked out some of the most toughest guys on the planet, and I think Sam StouT will be no exception. I mean, you know, there's a first time for everything. I mean, it's bound to happen soon, so why not a better time than now, you know? But basically how I said the knockout was going to happen is, you know, Eve Edwards was going to come out and basically, you know, impose his will on StouT, you know, nail him with some leg kicks, couple of punches, maybe an elbow here and there, you know, just for show. But I think in the later moments of the fight, he was going to clinch up with StouT, put him up against the cage, you know, maybe get a underhook or a over underhook, and you know, soften Sam StouT up with some knees to the body and maybe to the leg, and eventually he was going to turn that into the clinch, the Muay Thai clinch, and basically start ringing his cranium with knee strikes, and StouT was going to somehow go down, and Edwards was going to get on top of him, land some elbows, and that was going to be that. And I think I said that was going to happen. Did I say in the third round? I don't even think I picked the round, but I think it might be like somewhere in the third round. I'll say that. Eve Edwards TKO. But at the same time, Sam StouT, a good striker in his own right, very, very technical, accurate kickboxer, has nice punches, but I think his kicks are better. And if he's able to utilize those kicks and, you know, slowly, well, I'm not going to say slowly, but if he's able to methodically chop the legs of Eve Edwards off with those leg kicks and set up the punches, then he could possibly knock out Eve Edwards. But Eve Edwards is a very tough guy to defeat striking as well. So there you go. But I think Eve Edwards, just being the more unorthodox striker here and just a better overall fighter, I think he'll be able to, you know, end this fight emphatically. So I'm going to go with a third round TKO, Eve Edwards. So there you have it, folks. That is my Junior Dos Santos Shane Carwin / Sam StouT Eve Edwards UFC 131 prelim main event predictions. I will be watching this fight closely. Like I said, hopefully it'll turn out to be a good pay-per-view in spite of Brock not being there, and we will all have something to talk about in the next upcoming week. So until then, this is Intergalactic Brew signing off. Deuces.